there, dear Runeterra community, and welcome back to another Legends of Runeterra ranked episode. And as you can see in the thumbnail today, by the way, we play a deck that, you know, I played this a bunch of times, and it's a lot of fun, and I don't feel bad about it. And that is good old, where is it? There it is. Ezreal, Swain, Swazeal, or Easy Swazeal, as I like to call it. And, you know, the thing is that this one is actually, as per, like, every deck that I actually play in Ranked, I got this from Swim's decks and meta list, which is also in the description below, by the way, and maybe you refine it at this point, because there are some cards that I don't agree with, but I get to that in one of the games. The thing is that the deck that people play now, usually on ladder, is Ezreal Draven, which we, by the way, also run into. But overall, I just think that this archetype right here is just way more fun than the Ezreal Draven one. And I'm going to show you which cards we run. It's a little bit similar, with a little less discard that Ezreal Draven usually runs. So there's some minor tweaks, obviously, because they wouldn't work with the whole Swain archetype as well. So what is Ezreal Swain? It obviously combines the two heroes, Ezreal, who got buffed in the last patch, or changed, not necessarily a buff, but a change, and Swain. So, the cards that we use, by the way, we have 20 Noxus and 20 PNZ cards. This is our curve right here. We have some level 1 drops, but, well, not level 1 drops, we don't have any creatures on our 1 mana slot. We have Rummage and Ravenous Flock on the 1 mana spot, but yeah, we start curving out at the 2 mana slot right here. So, we have Thermogenic Beam, as, you know, as the prophecy has foretold. You need it in every PNZ deck that runs Ezreal, or just any kind of mana damage-based kind of decks. To play, spend all your mana, deal that much to a unit, self-explanatory, slow spell. Ravenous Flock, one of the best removal cards in the entire game, I think. Deal 4, for 1 mana, by the way. Deal 4 to a unit if it's damaged or stunned, and also good old, where is he? Good old Swain, by the way, also turns into Ravenous Flock if you have one already on board, and obviously 1 Swain in hand. We have Rummage, 2 copies of that. Discard 2 to draw 2. If you have exactly 1 other card in hand, discard 1 to draw 1. I'm gonna get into that, what we want to use this on later on. That is our only discard outlet. That is also similar to the Draven and Ezreal archetype, by the way. We have the Champunk Pickpocket, which I absolutely don't agree in this deck, by the way, but I'm gonna get into that in one of the games, as I had said. Nexus Strike, create in hand an exact copy of a random spell from the enemy's deck. Ever since I played this deck, and I played quite a lot of games with this never procced. It always gets blocked. It's shit. Just saying. Then we have, for our 2 mana slots, the House Spoder. When I'm summoned, summon a Spiderling. It's a 2 mana 2/2, and it summons also a 1/1 when it comes to the board. You basically see this in every Swain deck under the sun, no matter what it is. Mystic Shot we have on our 2 mana slot as well. Deal 2 to anything. Self-explanatory. Arachnoid Sentry. Pretty good stat line. Comes in at 3 mana, 3/2, and has the ability to stun an enemy as soon as it enters the board. We have Death's Hand, deal 2 to an enemy and 1 to the enemy nexus, also a little bit more damage. And we have one of our cornerstones right here, Ezreal, also on the 3 mana slot. He is elusive. Nexus Strike, create a fleeting Mystic Shot in hand, which is this beautiful thing, obviously. And he levels up when you have targeted enemies 6+ times. And then he turns into this little fella right here. A 2/4. Before the nerf, or change, I should say, because he was nerfed before. You had to, in order to level him up, you had to target, I think, was it 12+ enemies? I think so. 12+ or 10+, something like that. I think it was 12+. I'm not entirely sure about that, though. But yeah, you got changed now. So now you only need to target 6+ enemies, or enemies 6+ times. And now, when you cast a spell, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. If it targeted an enemy. No, wait. Deal 1 to the enemy nexus. So whenever you play a spell, that's it, you deal 1 to the enemy nexus. However, if it targeted an enemy, deal 2 to the enemy nexus instead. So now we are encouraged. Like before, we could use Mystic Shot and would deal 4 damage to the nexus. Now we can only, if we direct Mystic Shot into the enemy's face, onto the nexus, it deals 3 damage. If we decide to Mystic Shot another creature, however, it will deal 2 damage to a creature and 2 damage also to the Nexus. So we gotta play around with that a little bit. That change made him a little bit harder. He's still really viable though, because you see him in one of the meta decks, which is Ezreal Draven, that we also run into, by the way, as I've mentioned. So yeah, it's a little bit harder to play him, but also a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging, and also like, he isn't an instant win anymore. When you drop him on the board before, it was kind of like an instant win. You just play a bunch of spells and you deal 2 damage to the Nexus every single time. With this one, you need to do a little bit more thinking, maybe get some more value out of the Mystic Shots, for example, or get some more value out of also Ravenous Flux, which you couldn't even direct to the Nexus in the first place. Stuff like that. Next up, we have a one-off of Noxian Guillotine. Kill a damaged unit to create a fleeting Noxian Guillotine in hand. Replaces itself and come in clutch multiple times. Since we have damage pings with Mystic Shot, with Death's Hand, and also with Gotcha, stuff like that. We have Scorched Earth, also a one-off that kind of complements the Noxian Guillotine that we have. Kill a damaged unit or destroy a landmark. Self-explanatory as well. Jump Wump is the thing that fills our hand with puff caps, and those puff caps are our rummage target, by the way. Jump Wump is also a good body. He comes in at 4 mana as a 4/3, and when he's summoned, you create 2 Mushroom Clouds in hand, which are these things, obviously. Plant 5 poison puff caps on random cards in the enemy deck. We summon 2 of these, and that's what we usually use our rummage on. Like, we get those 2 things, and then we use rummage on both of the puff caps, and then get better cards out of that, or draw into one of our win cons, something like that. Then we have a one-off of Gotcha. When drawn, it costs 2 less this round, so you can play it as a 2 mana. Spell, deal 3 to a unit, which is definitely huge. The thing is, as you can see, we have a bunch of pink spells, but they complement each other. Like, we deal damage with Gotcha, or we deal damage with Death's Hand. It only deals 2 damage. Gotcha deals 3, which is pretty good. But then we can top that off, obviously, with a Ravenous Flock. We can you know, use Noxian Guillotine if the target has a little bit more health than that. Like, if it has more than 7 health, which would actually be Gotcha into Ravenous Flock, because 4 damage, and this one 3 damage. So if he has more like 7 damage, then we can use Scorched Earth to kill it off, or Noxian Guillotine, get another fleeting one, and then ping another creature, use another Guillotine, you know, stuff like that. Next up, we have Static Shock. If you run Ezreal, you run Static Shock, because, you know, easier level up. Deal 1 to an enemy, or the enemy Nexus, and 1 to another, and you also get to draw 1. So obviously, you know, that helps with the Ezreal level up. And then we have the man of the hour, Swain. He comes in as a fearsome and Nexus Strike, deal 3 to the enemy Nexus, which is pretty damn nice. And he levels up when you've dealt 12 non-combat damage, hence why we run so many spells, by the way, so many pink spells. And when he's leveled up, he's gonna become even more fearsome. Comes in as a 4/7, and when you deal non-combat damage to the enemy Nexus, meaning, you know, Mystic Shot, meaning Death's Hand, because it also targets the Nexus, meaning Static Shock, stuff like that, then stun the strongest back row enemy. And Nexus Strike, deal 3 to all enemies and the enemy Nexus. And of course, if you have another Swain, if you play the Swain and you have another copy in hand, he turns into Ravenous Flock, which is also a pretty damn neat spell to have. Then we have a one-off of Progress Day for a little bit more card draw. Draw 3, then reduce those cards' costs by 1. Comes in as a burst spell. And obviously, if you run Swain, you run the Leviathan as a 3-off, as the prophecy has foretold. When you play this thing, you draw a Swain. Round start, deal 1 to the enemy Nexus 3 times, which means, by the way, also it's an overwhelm, which means, by the way, if this is on the board and you have a Swain on the board, every time you start your turn and the enemy is, let's say they have like 3 creatures, right? Leviathan and Swain are out. It's your turn. Leviathan attacks the enemy Nexus 3 times, which means that's 3 damage each. And as we have established, by the way, if Swain is leveled up, you stun, every time you deal non-combat damage to the enemy Nexus, stun the strongest back row enemy, so he is gonna stun all 3 of those creatures, and you might potentially go in for lethal, but usually the enemy, if they don't have an answer to that, they usually resign at this point. That is the whole premise of this deck. Really spell heavy, which I definitely like, so you need to really think about your plays beforehand. You need to... yeah, you really need to read your enemy. You need to think about all the possibilities that they might have, and then use those spells accordingly, bank your spell mana accordingly, and then, you know, go in when the time and the prophecy has told you to. that's the whole concept behind this deck. Little bit hard to pilot, I gotta say. I'm definitely not a pro with this deck, but it's a lot of fun to play, and maybe I can showcase this. A lot more fun, I would say, than the whole like if you want to play an Ezreal deck and you don't want to play like the most hype one, which is Draven Ezreal, then I would definitely recommend Swain Ezreal. But you know, you can check out obviously the video and then judge for yourself whether you like this archetype or if you rather would go with Draven Swain. With that being said, that was the deck tech. Hope you enjoy the games, and exactly, yeah. Hope you enjoy the games, and I'll see you in the next one, and obviously in the games. First game. Braum, Mono Freljord, Braum Ash. Okay. Alright then. Let's see, that's kind of an okay curve. Yeah, I actually don't mind the Arachnoid Sentry, but only one should be fine. And then for our opener, we have the House Spoder. Spoders in the house. At least right here. No drop just yet from them, which is kind of weird because Freljord has pretty good cards. Omen Hawk. Severosan Sentry? Freljord, not entirely sure. He's like a weird mixture between like Freljord and Shadow Isles for me, it seems. Okay, so that's 3 damage coming in, possibly. We have our enabler for Rummage. So that is also Delicia. Let's make sure that we get this guy out of the way. Get our first trigger for Ezreal and another one for him and one for Swain. Mark Swain, as I like to call him, by the way. Just for anyone wondering. Who's gonna close up? So he has a spell, like a burst spell, it seems. Could be, well, Frostbite, he maybe he would have used it. Got that progress day.
Is it the boosters?
Who knows? Okay, let's see what he attacks into. Okay, I'm gonna use this now, because if he has Take Heart, it's a burst. He can still use it though, which is a problem. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that I actually don't kill him. Well, the thing is, if he has Take Heart, which gives him +3, I think. So that puts him at 5. So, like now. So yeah, that wouldn't even make like that much of a difference. So either I kill him now, or I just give him like 2 less procs for his, yeah, okay, for his level progression. So I'm fine with that. Another one. We're getting the procs here. We be getting them procs.
Winter take you.
Well, it's our first progression for Ashe. Solid. I was about to say, please play something, because I actually have a Thermal Beam on 1 mana, which is kind of good. Pretty good. Get rid of this guy. 1 mana Thermal Beam. Seems Flare. You could have another Shatter. Probably. Maybe he runs a 3 copy, given that is mono Freljord. So we kind of have to be wary about this. Okay. Sure. Sure, mate. Not on my watch, though. Am I gonna... Yeah, let's play Ezreal. Let's see all of it. Get that level up. Ooh. Leviathan.
One shot, all skill.
Alright, let's level him up now. Okay. He be blocking it.
Firing.
Check me out.
Can't stop me.
Let's get crazy. Yeah, we'll definitely be spending the mana on Mystic Shot, that's for sure. Could be a Shatter. If he plays Shatter now, okay. Still, obviously, I can still play this. Yeah, it's Shatter. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see, let's put some on 4. Put some on 5. So I'm gonna put him on 4. Just before the Shatter hits, so I actually get some damage in.
No way.
Sadly, yes way. But I'm gonna draw into a Swain with Leviathan next turn. Well, actually, this turn. Ah. Well. Alright. There we go. There we gizzily go.
For conquest! For empire!
Comes a little bit late, doesn't it? Four mana left. Could swing in for 11 damage. Definitely gonna be blocking. We'll put him down to 4 if I block with the Sentry. If I block Dehu and Dizzle with the Sentry. I think I'd rather block the Fluff though. So I just deny him 4 damage right off the bat. Otherwise, I think that's a little bit too much damage. Or just block. Yeah, just block here, actually. Doesn't attack.
Time for a true display.
Play of skill. And here's our win. Unless
Oh, take your time, pal.
he can
Oh,
prevent
I
it
got
somehow.
better things to do.
This fucking edgelord right here. Win either by Ezreal to the face or by the static shot to the face. And there we go.
Easy. Like my name.
Goddamn edgelord. Gotta hate him. Just gotta hate him. Next game. Creation Ash Sejuani. Let me see if I got the deck list right here. Yep, Ash Noxus, and there we go. Yeah, a bunch of stuff that is actually really damn shitty. He has a good curve, if he manages to draw into it. Swain, Leviathan, Static Shot is kinda okay. But I think Mystic Shot is gonna help me a little bit more here. And also, got the House Spoder. Also, Ravenous Flood is pretty neat to draw right off the bat. So we have to... He could draw an Omen Hawk, which would be his only 1-drop. I was going to say, usually they always draw it. And then we have Everosen Sentry, Icevale Archer, Trifarian, Glory Seeker. That kind of nonsense.
Victory requires a sharp blade.
And for you to die, because I don't want to see that shit around here.
Remember me.
Neat. Another House Boater. I'm taking it.
Nothing can stop me.
Cute. Oh, okay, wait, never mind. I was a little bit surprised that it didn't block, but obviously it's because he can't. It's literally impossible.
Faster than my arrow?
I think
not.
yes.
Swiftly now.
Charge!
Calm down, dude. Jesus. So we're gonna block here. Blockiere. There's 1 mana left for him. In case he has Take Heart. It's not in the deck, but it could be. Okay.
Unify the tribes.
You do that. Go a little bit wider, swing in for 7 damage, if he lets us. With this Thermal Beam, we can level up Swain.
Many tribes under one banner.
Will do. So that's a Swain level up right there. And we have 3 out of 6 for EZ, like his name. That's just 1 out of 5.
All the world on one arrow.
Make sure to stall her. Actually, I could have let her attack there. Because I have Mystic Shot, and if she decides to attack, which she probably will, I just block with the Spiderling.
The kill.
You do that.
For glory, you are mine.
Let's continue to jump block. Bank 3 spell mana. See if he blocks.
Lead the target.
Okay.
Carve a path.
Make sure we still have blockers. That's when it gets scary, when they come with the big hitters right here. That's 15 damage that we're looking at. But attacking with Ash. Prepare the cargo!
What's that you got there?
He has lethal in hand. Does he?
Artillery barrage.
Yeah. What's the most damage that we can make? think it's with him.
Born a patrician, I became a soldier.
We might have this. That's interesting. So Noxian Guillotine to kill off Captain Farron. If he plays anything, he has to spend mana and then he can't use his okay. Can't use his Decimate. So we don't just win like this. Okay.
History will remember us.
Always member. Always member. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Getting scary now. Next game. Mepris. Bilgewater. Shadow Isles. Malkizzle. Hekarizzle. Ephemerals? Ah, well, yeah. With Hecarim. Yeah, obviously. With Maokai. Also makes sense. Since we have the saplings. I'm gonna toss Gotcha. I'm gonna keep Ezreal. Gotcha is only better like when you draw it, obviously, since it's like way cheaper. Well, that's something. Got our early drop with the House Spittle. I'm loving that. Let's see what you got. Haunted Relic. Yeah, the problem is you have attacked with 7+ Ephemeral Allies. And yeah, even if I attack, they won't do anything. Yeah, kind of helps Maokai though, I guess. Speaking of Gotcha and drawing it. And maybe using it on draw. We're gonna have to wait and see. I think Maokai is 4 mana. I know that from playing deep. I mean, I guess. Gives a little bit level progression for Swain and for Ezreal both, so yeah. Using it on that, though, is a little bit of a stretch, but it's something. And yeah, I'm crazy. Would I block? Yeah, I would block this with the House Spoder. Not even attacking though. For a mana,
Time for a true display of skill.
5 mana for Grasp. If I draw into Rummage, that would be pretty nice since we have our Enabler right here with the Jump Bump. 1 damage is free.
Watch and learn.
Watch and learn. I don't know, Bitchwar. Would he run Make It Rain now that it is nerfed? Maybe. It always seems like a waste, by the way, not to use the Mystic Shot that we get from Ezreal, but in this case, since we banked 3 spell mana, and I think it's kind of mandatory to bank it, I'm not gonna use it. Using this, Maokai is 4 mana and 4 HP, yeah. So we can get rid of him. Not gonna let that happen. Double Shark Chariot attack? I don't think so. And also still that would help Hecarim in his level progression. Rude. fucking rude. Static Shock would be pretty neato here. Fresh soil. No thanks. Nope. Don't like to use that on them, but I mean, a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do, right? Ah, Swain.
Stop bragging if you could
Back it up.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
They'll see me sooner or later.
But from every fallen, a new seed.
Yeah, let's play Swain.
Master your demons.
And then we will try to get rid of this Neverglade Collector, which we can, by the way, obviously with Thermal Beam, but I want to make it a little bit less weird to use it. In dropping this one first. Put on my mask, secure me there. Tail, start to die. Get rid of that. Get 1 damage from the prankster. Actually, 2 more with the 2 spirits, but also the level up for our soldier. Yeah, we're gonna see about that. We are gonna see about that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Shitty Phantom Prankster, though. Oh yeah, it's alright. Okay, 1 more. 1 more for the Ezreal level up.
Watch and learn.
Watch and learn. See if we can make this happen. Okay.
Can't stop me.
Such little lies.
Just wanted to play.
Get the fuck out of here. Make sure we level up. This is gonna level him up. Hit.
Firing.
Oh, it's not. Thought it would level him up. Okay. Ooh, rummage. Big draw. Big draw. Ooh, Hacker Room would be detrimental here, to be honest.
The Isles will bloom again.
Cool story. No Hacker Room. That is good. That is really good. Just gonna make sure that I actually have something against Shark Chariots if he has like another Ephemeral to drop. Wait, did I? I'm wondering that Ezreal doesn't level up when I target the Nexus. Yeah, well. I wonder why he doesn't level up. Probably because you targeted their fucking Nexus, you idiot. Oh. Yeah. Probably that's why. Not sure about that attack. No, you're not gonna draw. No, sir. Not gonna happen. Level up for Ezreal. That's a good draw. Got him. Woo. Clean. Fucking clean. Sweet. Next game, Crooked. We play against the more popular one. Draven, Ezreal. Let's see which one got more oomph. Let's hope ours. Kind of a late game curve. Gonna drop Ravenous Flock actually, but I'm gonna keep Death's Hand. Didn't drop. Don't like that gotcha in the opening hand, but alright then. No early game draws from either of us. Okay, keep passing. Interlisting. With a perfect curve or perfect mana distribution now. So I'm loving that. Sure. No targets for his Ezreal is always good. Oh, it could have also been a... Yeah, on the third turn, it could have also been a Draven, by the way, so we kind of dodged the bullet here, even though we have Gotcha. If he draws that, we can just kill him off real quick with a Gotcha. Which I still have enough mana as of now. Also, if I drop this. 2 triggers for Ezreal. We got 3 for Swain. Let's see. He also could have a Gotcha. But would he use it on that? Maybe a Mystic Shot, rather. Or maybe even Death's Hand. Which he... Yeah, yes he can. Never mind. Let me actually check if the list is up here. Which I don't think it is. Nope. But I would say it's a rather similar list to ours, only that he like runs more discard. Probably leans more towards discard aggro, I would assume. We're gonna use that, and then the spell mana we can use on Draven if he decides to drop him. Also, this obviously gives us triggers, and like, taking 2 damage to the face is nothing. We can handle that. We could drop a Swain here. Or a Thermal Beam, maybe? Nah. It seems like a waste. Yeah, let's drop Swain.
Vision to see what others.
You could also have Scorched Earth.
Know your place.
But I'm gonna take a gamble. I don't think he has anything that can deal 5 damage now. Maybe a Thermal Beam, obviously, but... that will only deal 3 damage now. Oh, yeah, of course. Took the bait. Took the bait. Wasn't the best play. Let's pass for now. See what he plays.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Make sure to damage him. Yep. Double Leviathan though. Actually, let's do it that way so I can still use Progress Name. Okay. It's basically a mirror. Oh, that's 0 mana Rummage. That's huge. Apparently there's another burst 0 mana spell or a fast spell 0 mana. Manner? Seems like it. Another Rummage. Ah, it's getting spicy now. Let's see. This is the day we progress day back. My friendo. Got that static shock though. Prepare the cargo!
Deploy!
Or that. He also had the nerve to freaking drop puff caps in my deck, which I don't like none. 20 cards left, but he seems to be having a good draw with the Rummages now, and also with the Progress Name. Well, one of us was a 0 mana Rummage, we know that for a fact. Also, fish is a little bit deeper.
Don't blink. or
You'll
you'll
miss
me.
me. Yeah. Nah, fuck this. Not again. Not again. I was gonna say, if he attacks now, he can level up Ezreal for sure. That would at least be what he would be telling me with this. Kinda have to block this. We're gonna do it like this. Because I'm a little bit afraid of the puff caps now. And also of Ezreal like attacking my face. Which I don't
That's gotta hurt.
particularly like. Kill that Princeling off. Because I don't want him to level up and then suddenly, you know, destroy me. So we want to avoid that. To the best of our possibilities. If he goes for more and tries to level him up in the process, I'm just going to use Scorched Earth and sadly not drop the Swain. But, you know, that's just what we got to do sometimes. Let's see. 4 or 5... Yeah, he's still dead.
Firing.
Ugh.
Way.
Maybe he has another Ezreal. That would kind of suck.
Anything else?
Swain!
Above all,
Noxus!
no courage, excuses.
And he emoted first, this little fucker. hate you! It was the 4 mana one. Well, I have another one.
Loyalty through conquest.
If you... Well, that kind of sucks. Let me do this then. Ugh. Let's make sure I get the damage through. Because he could block my Swain with this Zonite Urkin, and I wouldn't like that. Damage! Noxus! I'm still kind of dead though, which is a problem. Ah, damn it. Ah. Yep. I'm dead. Rip in pepperonis. If I draw in, don't draw into heal, which I don't have any. Maybe he doesn't realize. I'm gonna make him second guess if he should actually do that. It worked one time.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform.
Shit. GG's, my friend. GG's. Is they're gonna get some puff caps though. We were close. Let's just say he had a better. He had the better draw. Yeah, feel bad about that.
A minor setback.
Exactly. As we can see. Obviously. So yeah, like, is it better now? Well, there's always the thing that I don't know how to pilot my deck, which is a thing. So I wouldn't say that Ezreal Swain, because you saw we were actually pretty damn close. Maybe we should refine. Maybe we should refine this and actually, yeah, why not put in a Captain Farron instead of the thing that never works, the fucking this girl, or whatever the fuck this gender is supposed to be. Instead of that, we can actually drop in at least one copy of Captain Farron. And even if we don't get the value out of decimates, which we almost usually will, we can still use the whole what is it? Yeah, we can use the 3 decimates actually just for a rummage target as well. If we don't want to use them for face value, which, you know, most of the time we want to do that. But yeah, instead of the fucking gem punk pickpocket guy that always gets blocked, that I never get any value out of, maybe I'm gonna play this deck again and then with a proper Captain Farron in there and just swap this thing out, because this doesn't do anything. Let's see about that though. Let's see what we are up against. Oh god. Karma. Shen Fiora. Oh god, I despise this fucking matchup. I fucking hated playing against it. Oh well. Terrible hand. Should have kept actually maybe the Static Shock. That would be pretty good, I think. She's coming down on 3. He's coming down on 4, I think. Yep. If he plays on curve, that is.
These woods protect their own.
Protect these nuts. Ah, got her. He could block into him. Her, it, whatever.
Smells like opportunity.
I would like to get like the Demacia or Ionia spells. Wouldn't mind that at all.
My life for these lands.
Maybe we can get a fucking barrier out of her though. Yup.
Nature blesses her.
Baby girl, I love you, but now you gotta die. Make sure this thing just dies. That was prismatic barrier. Gotcha. And also this thing obviously grows, and we don't want that to happen. It's only 1 damage, however, for Swain out of the Death's Hand usual 3 that we would get.
fate of mortal.
Well, I'll say, if you long for a worthy opponent, I'm gonna slap you in the face, backhand, and not even fucking around anymore. Fucking hate Fiora, man. Fucking hate her. Okay, let's get some damage. Because now he has to use barriers also on Swain. On Shen, if he wants Shen to survive. Which I like. I like hearing that. See if he blocks with War Chefs. If he does, Static Shock in your face. Still Static Shock in your face though. And maybe we're gonna pop down a Chump Wump.
By my honor, you must die.
Ugh. Ooh, I so bored. To quote, to quote Raven right here.
Smell that? A fight's a cooking.
4 cards left, however, so that's not much.
Hand to the face.
All right.
Batter 'em. It must be done.
On guard.
Yeah, pop down your next barrier that you probably have. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Could have blocked here. Yeah, but he has another barrier. Even though that doesn't matter, right? If you just place another barrier now, then it doesn't. It's less likely he has 2 barriers, so it should. Fiora should be dead. Unless, of course, there's an deny. Or that garbage. Ugh. And made. Oh! He still has deny. Like mana for deny. Not anymore. Goodbye.
She can. She's not impressed.
Protect House Laurent.
Protect. Level up for Ezreal. Swain is still waiting for that.
You name it, I'll nick it.
Got some good defenses here. 3 more. Which you can get with Leviathan. And we can pop that down next turn. Yeah, not gonna attack. I never got a fucking Nexus Strike with this thing, by the way. Never. I don't think so, at least. Like, it just seems impossible. Yeah, I think maybe I should have actually blocked Shen as well, because it's a little bit of a problem now. Prepare the cargo! Never mind.
Feel the sizzle. I sense an imbalance.
Honor guide me.
I sense some bullshit from this deck. But that's just me. Let's just hope Leviathan survives. How much do we have? 3 out of 4 for him. So we pop the barrier and play maybe a Thermal Beam. We're gonna have to wait and see about that though. That blocks this. This blocks here.
On me.
Okay. Leviathan is gonna be down to 6. Three cards left. Single combat obviously is a thing. Maybe the 5 mana spell. Concerted Strike could be a thing. But he would lose. No, never mind. No, with Concerted Strike he won't. He would be tapping down to 4 mana, so still in deny range, which sucks.
The king could go where they are needed. The balance has been maintained.
Great. Yeah, should have killed him earlier. That was a mistake. Fuck.
Eat up, friend.
But it survived.
Shape the land and give it life.
And he only has one card left, but he went really wide with the board, however. Slap that on the board.
Born a patrician, I became a soldier.
And a good one at that. Still not drawing into my Ezreal, but we have to go wide a little bit, because that sucks. So we're gonna stun 3. So I don't think we have to attack now. So we keep all our options open, basically. That sounds good.
Darken the skies! Leave for Noxus.
I like that. Oh! Aha! Laurent, my friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. Yeah. And this one is fleeting, obviously. It comes back fleeting. Yeah, nah. Nah, man. Nah. I like having Swain on the board. And even then, I can just play another Leviathan and get Swain back next turn anyway, so. Joke's on you. Or just thermal beam the shit out of you. Well played.
The Kinku. Deploy!
By my hand will Noxus rise. Yeah, fuck! Yeah, what the fuck, I didn't get my, thing back.
Artillery barrage! Fire!
Hell yeah. Noxus! It's all the Leviathans. And of course we didn't have any hero on the board. I cry every time. Noxus!